Welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today I'm going to be covering my personal favorite AK gun, as well as what I think is currently the best 545 gun in the game, the RPK-16. Today I want to cover a gun that I featured a few times in previous videos. The RPK-16 is one of my favorite guns and also in my opinion the best 545 gun currently available in Tarkov right now. I'm going to have several builds for you today, ranging from budget to endgame, and then I'm going to analyze what I think is the best build of the three based on their cost, recoil, and general accessibility to a fresh player. Following that, I'm going to consider the best use of the RPK in PvP, and that will be the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Starting off, we have the budget build. As with the upcoming builds as well, there isn't a whole lot you need to modify on the RPK, so the builds will look pretty similar. Anyhow, let's get into the build. For this build, you'll want to start with a stock RPK with a 15-inch barrel. After grabbing that, head to Peacekeeper and buy a SAW-style pistol grip for AKs and the RVG foregrip. Head to Skier and grab the RP1 charge handle, the 545 PWS muzzle brake, and that's everything for this build. Stats come to 71 ergonomics and 62 vertical recoil, and to kind of give an idea how good this is, the Midgame AK-74 in my last video had 76 ergonomics and 59 vertical recoil. For the RPK build being budget, this is pretty good. Now let's get into the Midgame RPK build. For this build, we'll start off with a stock 15-inch barrel RPK much like the budget build. Next, head to Peacekeeper and grab the Palm US pistol grip and the RVG foregrip. The last parts you need come from Skier, and these are the RP1 charge handle, the MOE stock, and the rubber butt pad for MOE stocks. And finally, the PWS muzzle brake. Overall, this brings the gun to 79 ergonomics and 58 vertical recoil, making it a touch better than the AK-74M build I mentioned earlier in the video. Moving on, we have the final build today, which is the endgame build for the RPK. For this build, you'll want the 22-inch barrel RPK, so either find one on Flea with the 22-inch barrel or grab the standard version and buy the 22-inch barrel from Prapper. Following this, you're going to head to Skier and grab the RP1 charge handle, the PWS muzzle brake, the black MOE carbine stock, and the MOE rubber butt pad. The last piece from Skier is the RK3 pistol grip. I chose this over the Palm US pistol grip this time around because I prefer how it looks with this build, but it provides the same ergo and costs about 1,000 rubles more. The last part you need is from Peacekeeper, and this will be the Fortis Shift foregrip. This gives a few more ergo than the RVG foregrip with the same vertical recoil reduction. This brings the endgame build to 72 ergonomics and 52 vertical recoil, making it the lowest recoil build of the three. As I mentioned in the intro, I wanted to kind of analyze the three builds and go over which ones I believe are the most effective. As it stands, I would say the budget build and the endgame builds are probably the best to go for right now, as a bit of extra cost over the midgame for the midgame build over the budget build doesn't afford you much more, but the difference between the budget variant and the endgame one are definitely enough to warrant the extra cost. As for the last topic today, which is the best use in PvP, I would say you should use these guns for pushing and close range fights. You could technically use this gun at range, but you will be outperformed by all of the 7.62x51, 54R, and 7.62x39 guns in the game, as their ballistics tend to work better at these distances. 5.56 is also, from my experience, generally better at range too, so if you wanted a round that could go a bit further but was a bit smaller and had a gun with lower recoil, I would suggest using one of those, but I personally think the 5.45 is a better round than 5.56 in CQB just because the raw stats are better. Most of the 5.45 guns do have less RPM, but most of the time I tend to kill people quicker with 5.45 because I can shoot through the armor quicker. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and give it a like, as my channel is still new and the algorithm needs all the help it can get. I have a few places you can find me listed in the description down below, and if you're interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining my Patreon. I don't currently have any, but in the future I will have a list of patrons at the end of the video, as well as a few other perks. With that out of the way, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.